Hi everybody, it's me Jessica, your Health Fitness Program Manager from McLean. My headset is connected. I'm here today to guide you through your Tabata Inspired HIIT circuit. All right, so that means we're going to be doing 5 different moves, 4 rounds, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. You don't need any weights for today's class. However, if you happen to have a band, we're going to use bands. This is actually a day that I would say that those plastic jankier bands that have a lot more give really might be your friend here. I believe I'm using my heavier of 2 bands because that's what I got. All right, so we're gonna get started in just about 2 minutes with a delightful, quick warm up. Just gonna Brad the bird, and then we'll get started. Yay! If you wanna turn some music on, as always, you're encouraged to put on some music, do whatever it takes to feel motivated. I'm walking over here to the computer just to check and make sure you can see me okay. Do. All right, so today's class has a lot of lower body focus. Perhaps you've noticed we've been switching off a bit from upper body and lower body, just depending on the week. I just want to make sure that if this happens to be the class that we offer that you're coming to, that you're not just a one-trick pony. Workout-wise. Lost my band already. How's everybody doing today? We started advertising our upcoming program. It's a great journey through January. We've seen it before. Maintain, don't gain. So if you are concerned about consumption over the holiday season, Maintain, don't gain is a great program for you. But I also don't want you to feel like the whole point is just to maintain your weight, because that might not be your goal. Perhaps your goal is to actually build some muscle. Maybe you're just trying to be a little more mindful about what it is that you are eating to make the best decisions that you possibly can, which I know can be a real challenge with the holiday season coming up. I started practicing this weekend while visiting my very pushy parents who, they offered me bread and cookies and another cookie and chocolates, and it was like, no, thank you, no, which is really hard. So that's a great thing that we can do together. I'm definitely going to be doing the journey through January with Maintain, Don't Gain, and I hope that you will consider joining me on that journey if it's right for you. If that's not your thing, you don't want to worry about the scale at all. Have a great time with us this month for our 30 Days of Thanksgiving. You can download the 30 Days of Thanksgiving checklist. If you Fast Jump Fitness, it's at the very top. And I think it's time. Oh my gosh, it's time. We started already. All right, so thank you so much for joining me once again. My name is Jessica. I'm the Health Fitness Program Manager from McLean, and I'm here for today's Tabata Inspired HIIT circuit, where we are going to use 1 band. If you have one, and if you don't have one, that's totally okay. You're still going to be able to get a great workout. Let's start standing with a couple big deep breaths. So go ahead, bend your knees, inhale those arms all the way up overhead, and exhale. Relax your arms down by your side. Let's take 2 more, just big breaths. It's a Monday, waking up our bodies, coming away from our desks. Exhale those arms down by your side. Last one, bend your knees. Oh, feels good in the back of the legs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. And let's go for a little jump and jack motion, continuing to warm up those shoulders. You can hang out with me right here, just tapping it out side to side. But if you don't live on the 2nd floor and you have an opportunity to actually jack it out, go for it. Maybe you're going to be bold like me. Oh my God, I forgot to hit the start timer. And give a couple jumps every now and then, because how mad can the neighbor below you get if you're just putting a couple jumps in? Awesome. Let's keep this up for just about 20 more seconds. Start focusing focusing on really keeping that core pulled in as well. So drawing in that lower belly, still plenty of room to breathe and talk. As you can see, awesome. Let's switch it up just a little bit. We're going to inhale, stretch all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, pull your belly in, reach down to the floor. Inhale up, exhale down. We're moving a little bit faster, just about 30 seconds right here with these up downs. If you can't reach all the way to the floor, that's okay. Just reach towards those knees. Take that bend in your knees. Send those glutes back behind you. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, come to the back of your mat or the space that you're using today. Let's inhale all the way up. Exhale, hinge forward once again. This time we're gonna walk ourselves out into a plank. I want you to really shift those shoulders forward. Then send those hips back up to down dog. Let's walk all the way to the front of our mat. And inhale those arms up. Exhale, reach down. Start to walk those legs back. Take another moment in your down dog. Shift the weight forward, come into plank, and then walk your hands up once again. We'll do one more time each side, so you're getting a little practice of walking your feet to your hands and also walking your hands to your feet. So shifting the weight forward in plank. Squeezing those shoulder blades together, keeping those eyes forward of your fingers. Send your hips up, walk your feet forward. As many steps as it takes. Inhale, stretch all the way up. Exhale, come on down. Walk those legs back. Come into your plank. Come into your down dog. Walk your hand to your feet. And take a moment here to just pedal through your heels. Stretching through those calves. Awesome. Let's bring those knees down towards the floor. Either kneeling down or just staying up on your knees. If kneeling doesn't work for you, I want you to make some circles with your wrists in one direction. Circles with your wrists in the other direction, because we got a couple planks coming up here today. And it's a Monday, so let's take a moment, place those hands on the floor. We're just gonna shift our weight forward to feel a little pressure on the back of those wrists. Let's get anywhere from 3 to 4 times in each direction. So just shifting the weight forward, really pressing into those hands' palms. Next, I'm going to turn my hands over. So the back of the hands down to the floor, fingers pointing towards you, and this time a little more focus of bringing heels towards glutes, and then back up into tabletop. Ooh, some big stretches into the wrist, into the forearms. Feeling this one a lot more than the last one. We got one more. This is making me sweat already. All right, go ahead, turn those fingers towards each other. We're just gonna shift a little side to side. Ah, this feels so good. You can exaggerate the shift in your shoulders to get a little bit more through the sides of the body. And our first move is standing, so go ahead, tuck your toes under, walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hand. Generously shift the weight to your feet and then roll yourself up. Shoulders over hips. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. Shake it out. Awesome. Great warm up, everybody. So the first move that we're going to do today is we're going to go for starting out one side. We're just going to stick with one side the first 2 rounds, and then we'll switch to the other side. So we got a combo move coming our way. We're going to go for a side lunge. So carefully stepping your feet out as wide as feels good for you, but making sure that as you put your foot down, that your knee and your toe are pointing in the same direction as you send your hips back for a lunge. So maybe your toes are pointing a little bit more. I think that sounds weird. Do your best to keep those knees and toes forward. Weight stays in your heels as you press back. And then you can either step your feet together and challenge your balance, use those abs as you come into a knee drive, and then we're gonna step it back, come into our lunge, maybe even drop that knee, press through your front heel, knee drive. So we're going for a side lunge, as wide or narrow as feels good for you. Knee drive, a back lunge, knee drive. And if you need to take it even easier, just tap into the side, keeping the weight in your standing, stabilized leg. Draw it in. See if you can lift that knee. Step it or tap it back behind you. Draw it in and lift the knee. All right, let's start. I'm moving my right leg first in 3, 2, 1. Begin. So, oops. This is the wrong timer. Where'd I'm sorry, everybody. Monday vibes. Monday vibes. All right, here's the correct timer. 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Starts in 3, 2, 1. Begin. So side lunge, knee drive, step it back in. Woo! Back lunge, knee drive, step it back in. Now if you want to, if you really want to challenge those thighs for the next round, you can already put that band around your legs, get a little bit more resistance for your inner outer thigh work here. It's just round 1, so I really want you to be thinking about where you're placing your feet, moving carefully. So as you see, I'm not racing through these moves. I'm really focusing on finding a nice range of motion, moving carefully. Awesome. But I'm gonna put that band on. We got 20 seconds before round 2. I'll just be mindful, take it off as we start the other side so I can be even Stevens for my body, give my body a chance to figure out the move. I got the band around my thighs. Ready, belly in. We're gonna step out, still drive those hips back, weights in the heels. Most of the weight, most of the movement is coming from pressing through this stabilized leg, not the one that's moving. So do your best to not push yourself and launch off of this moving leg. You're pressing up through this stabilized heel. Oh my gosh. It is hotter than hot in here today. I do not have the heat on yet. Awesome, let's take a break. We're gonna switch to the other side. So I'm gonna start off with no band, just see how my body moves today. And then option to add that band second time around. Warming up that lower half a little more before we hit the floor. You ready? Begin. So we got that side lunge, hips drive back, step back in, and knee drive. Bring it behind you, bend that back knee down into a lunge, knee drive. Side lunge, knee drive, back lunge, knee drive. Maybe you're able to bring that knee all the way down towards the floor. Maybe you're not today, that's okay. Work on finding some length, oopsie doodles, oh my gosh, through the crown of your head, and some stability. 3, 2, 1, take a break. My inner outer thighs are tired, all right. Putting on this band for our last standing round of work for the day, then we're gonna hit the floor. 3, 2, 1, begin. So this band makes it so much more challenging to drive this knee up, to really open those legs nice and wide. A little more work for those abductors, adductors. Bye, Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck's a real hater when it comes to indoor workouts. That's okay. If you're not here to support me, you can leave the room, right? I hope you say that to anyone else. Nice work. Who comes in and isn't your biggest supporter either. So get out of here. All right, we're gonna come on down to the floor for our next move. Remember, you can do this banded or no band. I'm excited about this because we're going to do a bear plank, and then in a little bit coming up, we're gonna go for a similar move, but on our backs of going for a bird dog. Okay, so with our bear plank, you're gonna get a lot more work if you are wearing the band. We're gonna tuck those toes under, come into bear, step out into plank. Make sure those eyes are still forward. So eyes are not going to follow our knees. We're just gonna step back and forth. If that is too much for you on your hands, then I want you to just practice pressing up, maybe lowering yourself down, stepping one leg up, lifting one knee, bringing it back in, stepping one leg out, lifting one knee, bringing it back in, because that way you're still starting to really fire up those abs and working on getting that core stability, but a little less challenge to the wrists. If you need to, you can always drop down to your forearms. Let's go ahead and get this round started in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Way to go. So hands, palms underneath the chest, shoulders, eyes a little bit forward, tuck those toes under, knees lift, step out, step in. Now if you need to bring those knees down each time through, or maybe you can get one on each side, or maybe 3, and then take a second, bring your knees down and press back up and return to the movement. The goal here is to stay in this plank bear for as long as possible without bringing those knees to the floor and having those knees just gently hover above the floor. 2, 1, take a break. When you lift yourself up, give yourself some release, some relax in your wrist, or maybe send your hips back towards your heels. Take a little bit of child's pose. All right, we start again in 3, 2, 1. So make sure that you're not sinking into those shoulders, press into those hands, palms, squeeze those shoulder blades together. We started, tuck those toes under. Maybe you're just hanging out in your bear. Maybe you're not ready to step out into plank. Let me talk you through that modification again. If you need it, you're just stepping one leg out, putting the ball of the foot down on the floor, pressing into the ball of the foot, lifting that opposite knee up, bringing it down, coming back into tabletop, opposite leg steps back, lift it up. If you're ready, give yourself that extra challenge in the center. Lift both knees up at the same time. Take your break, shake those hands out. Y'all, this is the only plank that we have today. So you just got 2 more rounds, less than a minute each. Full 20 seconds of rest. Ready? 3, 2, set yourself up, begin. Tuck those toes under, step it back. Make sure that those hips are not up towards the ceiling. We're not in down dog, we're in plank, so the weight is shifted forward. Eyes, remember, are also gently shifted forward, so you got that nice flat back, flat neck. I'm working to alternate between which leg I send out first. And remember, you can always switch it up if you need to. If you need to catch your breath, what can you do before you completely stop moving? Can you join us in our modification? Take a break. And if you need to fully stop, catch your breath, shake something out, do it. But as soon as you can come back to the move, you will. Right, Uncle Buck? Just like Uncle Buck came right back to the couch when it was safe. Last time through of these planks in 3, 2, press it up, step it back, step it forward. Nice. So again, I'm not moving really fast. I'm keeping the movement nice and slow. I'm focusing on keeping that belly in nice and tight. I'm doing my best to not shift too much side to side as I step those feet out, keeping those shoulders square to the floor, keeping those hips square to the mat also. We got 10 seconds left. Can you challenge yourself here a little more in these final 10 seconds? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Great news. We get to lay down on our side for this next one. Whichever side you want to lay on. We're going to release our heads all the way down towards the floor. awkward. I'm just trying not to brush my earbud so that you can still hear me. All right, so for this next one, we're gonna go for a clamshell. So you have some options with your clamshell, whether or not you are banded. Easier clamshell is with the soles of the feet staying close to each other. You can even place your hand on your glute because you're squeezing this outer glute to go ahead and open those thighs. So you're not just lifting your knee up, you're actually squeezing from the glute to find that rotation. And you can alternately lift that whole leg up if you're having trouble really finding that firing from that glute action to be a little bit more clamshell. I'm gonna stick with the true clamshell because we're just gonna do one clamshell and then we're gonna come into a fire hydrant. So back into that quadruped position. Let's start clamshells in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So I have my head all the way down on the floor. Oopsie doodles. I have my head all the way down on the floor so I'm not creating any extra wrinkles in the neck. Ooh, and we literally just started, and with this somewhat heavy band on, focusing on squeezing the glute to open and close the leg. I feel it. You can see that I'm not getting a very large range of motion, and that's okay. Oh my goodness. We got 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Coming up onto all fours. Maybe you even send your hips back towards your heels. Get a nice little stretch through those shoulders. You might be tired from the planks that we did before. And then go ahead, pull yourself back up, hands, palms underneath the shoulders. Same leg that just moved starts with your fire hydrant. So just lifting and lowering. As you're lifting and lowering, try not to shift the weight too much to one side or the other. So I still stay right down on the floor. Chin is not tucked towards the chest. You're working to bring that inner thigh as close to parallel as possible. And just depending on how your body's feeling today, maybe you can get it all the way up, maybe it's barely moving, and that is okay. You're just doing your best. It's always enough. Make sure you're not sinking into those shoulders. So pressing into those hands, palms, belly pulled in tight. Great work. Let's lay down. Opposite side. Opposite side. Take your time. Make your way to the floor. Lay down nice and flat so we're not propping our head up and getting some sort of a weird angle. Here we go. Remember, both sides of the body aren't different. So maybe on the other side of the body, it was really easier for you to access and notice that you're using your glute to turn out here. And maybe on this side, you just don't quite notice it yet. I'm using my exhale to open those legs and inhale to bring it back in because we're exhaling on the exertion, on the hard work. Just a little rotation right here. Remember, if you want to, you can always be lifting it up. Oh my gosh. Yay, let's come on to all fours one more time. So today I'm just showing you some different ways we can hit the same moves. Maybe you don't like the clamshell, but maybe you love this fire hydrant, or maybe being in a fire hydrant isn't good for your wrist, and now you know, begin that you can always clamshell. Oh my gosh, still be getting some great glute and outer thigh work. Make sure you're not sinking into those shoulders, eyes gently forward, no wrinkles in your neck. Using that breath. Oh my gosh. All right, so the great news is after this, we get to lay down on our backs. Five seconds left. Make sure you're not leaning too much onto your stabilizing side. I noticed I was. Awesome. Turn over onto your back. Keep this band around your legs if you've got it, because next up we've got our bird dog. And I called it bird dog because I didn't want anyone to not join me in the workout. But we're going from bird dog into a hollow hold of some part. I don't know. Now I can't even think of words. All right, so starting right here in reverse tabletop with your knees basically stacked on top of your hips. So remember, the more that your knees are stacked on top of your hips, the more that you're already working your abs. So if you notice that lower back coming off the floor, I want you to bring those knees in a little bit closer. So this next one, the height of your feet is going to depend on your core strength. So really draw that lower belly in, glue it down towards the mat. We're going to extend one leg, opposite arm out. We're going to extend opposite leg, opposite arm out. And if your lower back lifted off the floor, you're just going to lift those legs higher and then bring it in, bring it in. So the same thing that we were doing on our back. You don't even have to move those arms if you don't want to. You can keep reaching them up towards the ceiling. I think it's a little easier if you bring them back overhead. But I want you to do what works for you. Even if you need to bring your thumbs under your bum because you just don't have that ab strength yet, take out the upper body portion if you need to. Just focus on this press through of the knees and then bringing it back in while keeping that lower back on the floor. That's the whole move for our next round, and it starts in 3, 2, 1. I hit the wrong button. Oh my gosh, this is the Mondayest of workouts. Begin. Awesome. So remember, easiest version, thumbs under bums. You're extending one leg out. You're extending the opposite leg out. You're taking a second, leaving it there, bringing one leg in, opposite leg in. I'm going to stick with this easier version for round one. I'm not saying that it is easy. I'm just saying that it is easier. And you can, since we're, just doing those legs, if you want to lift those shoulders up off of the mat, focusing on keeping that lower back on the floor. Yay! Take a second, take a break. Maybe you draw your knees in towards your chest and really focus on lower back staying down on the mat. All right, we got 3 more times through. Remember, you can stick with that same move, or you can make it a little bit more challenging and add those arms in next time. I'm going to add my arms in. Here we go. So opposite arm, opposite leg, opposite arm, opposite leg. Everything comes back up together. Opposite arm, opposite leg. I'm pressing through the heel, as those feet go out. So toes are flexed towards the face. Moving one leg at a time. That's right, you heard me say one leg at a time. That means there's an option as we move through, as we come to the next round. Once those abs are feeling delightfully warmed up, take a break to move both legs at the same time. So extending everything out, taking a moment to hover, and then bringing it back in is an option as we come into round 3. You ready? Set yourself up, draw that belly in, glue your lower back down, and begin. So remember, we're bringing those heels as close to the floor as we can. You can keep your head down on the floor. It's a little easier if you keep your head and those shoulders down on the mat. A little harder if you add in this crunch. And if you can't see it, I'm going to give you another option for round 4 to get a little bit more of this crunch to the party, but I'll wait to tell you about it. So remember, you can still be doing that move from round 1 if that's what's right for your body today, with thumbs under your bum and just sending one leg out. All right, take a break, take a break. Let's get ready for round 4. So for this 4th round, if you're ready for an extra challenge, once you bring everything in, toes up towards the ceiling, give me a toe touch, then back down in either one leg at a time or both legs at a time, but just adding in toe touch tap. Ready? I'm going to start with that toe touch tap. Lower it down, keeping shoulders off of the mat, extending arms and legs, bringing it back in, lifting it up, tap. So most important thing is lower back stays on the floor the whole time. If you're having any sort of issues with your neck or with your shoulders, relax your head back down towards the floor. Focus on really pulling that core in. Remember, you don't have to bring your heels all the way towards the floor. Maybe you're kicking out in a more diagonal line because that's what worked for you. Great. We're going to take this band off of our legs for our last round of work. And I'm going to apologize to y'all because I started a couple minutes late, and that means I'm going to go over for a couple minutes. So we were about 5 minutes behind, which gives us time for this last move. I respect that you're busy though, so we're just going to go for 2 rounds of this next one. We're still going to keep 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Oh my gosh, pardon me, but we're going for a Russian twist. So we took the band off of our feet to bring a little bit more challenge to our upper body. You're going to twist, bring it to the center, open in the middle, twist to the side, open in the middle. If you need to keep those feet down on the floor, you keep those feet down on the floor. But if you can lift those legs up to be in boat pose, you're just going to be working a little harder, especially if you can keep that back straight. You ready? Let's begin. If you find that you're having trouble keeping that back straight, you're going to put one or both feet down on the floor. Focus just on getting this twist happening with a nice flat back. So remember, to the center, find that little open, close, squeeze with control in the middle, and then twist. So keeping a little separation of those hands the whole time. And breathing. 3, 2, 1, take a break. So for a lot of people, you know, getting these twists in is where the discomfort really happens. We do a lot of crunching, bending forward, but we don't always do a lot of twisting, reaching over towards the sides. So I just want you to be careful for your body today. Remember, you can keep those feet right down here on the floor. Last time through, let's go for it. So twist to the side, to the center. If you can, have those arms up overhead. Challenge those shoulders even more. Ooh. To the center. Open and close just a little bit. Twist, open and close. The more that you lean back here with this nice flat back, even with your feet on the floor, the more you're going to feel that challenge to those lower abs. Even my quads are a little tired today, but I will admit I did go for a run before work started today. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Great work. Let's lower ourselves all the way down. Take your time. Draw those knees in towards your chest. Make some circles with your knees in one direction. Make some circles with your knees in the opposite direction. Go ahead, plant those feet on the floor. Open your arms wide to your side. Press into the soles of your feet. Go ahead, drop over to one side. Give your body a big old spine twist. If it feels good, you can look over the opposite shoulder. How much of both shoulders can you get on the floor? Oh, yeah. All right, whichever leg you have on top, we're going to exaggerate the twist just a little bit. I want you to draw that knee a little closer towards your extended hand palm, not too much, and we're just going to extend that bottom leg. You can even take your extended hand, put it on top of the outside of your knee. Helps me feel the twist a lot more through the back. Just another opportunity to really work to get the opposite shoulder and back more to the mat. Go ahead, draw those 2 knees in together. Let's roll onto our backs once more. Press into the soles of the feet. Roll to the opposite side, starting with just our regular spine twist, 2 knees stacked. Great work today, y'all. So proud of you for coming, for trying something a little bit different. We're going to keep that top knee up. We're going to extend through the bottom leg. Ooh, really brings that twist into the back so much more. Hope that feels good. I know it feels great for me. those two knees together, and this time we're going to roll over into tabletop. Give yourself a couple cat-cows right here. Oh, it feels so good. Give yourself some lateral movement as well. So looking over one shoulder, back to center, looking over the opposite shoulder. One more time in each direction. Okay, tuck those toes under. Send your hips up towards the ceiling. You can keep that generous bend in your knees. Belly comes closer towards the thighs. Biceps come closer towards ears. Look all the way forward with your eyes. Look all the way to your toes. Look all the way forward. Look to your toes. Find something neutral. Walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet. Take a moment here. Your hands don't have to be on the floor. Get that nice big dangle, nice stretch into that lower back. The straighter your legs are, the more the stretch there is to the back of the legs, and then carefully roll yourself up. At the top, take one more big inhale. Stretch those arms up overhead. Keep them there. Go ahead, drop your right arm down to the side. Take one big side body stretch. Inhale back up through center. Drop your left arm down to the side. One more big side body stretch. Inhale back up through center. Reach towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders down and back. Draw your belly in. Plant your feet on the floor, and on your exhale, bring those arms down by your side. Take a moment in your stillness, in your mountain pose. Find some length through the crown of the head. Bring a smile to your face. Because we did it, y'all. We made it through our Monday Tabata Inspired workout. If you're looking for more movement, I hope you'll consider joining me later today, 5:30 p.m. for Sarah's yoga class, or for any of the other amazing classes that we have this week. I'm partial to the new Wednesday 12 to 1 cardio kick butt. I hope that I'll see you there. Remember, you can access any of these on YouTube or on Facebook at any time that works for you. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that I said or did, once again, I'm Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.